and I will be able to figure out who is working where and leave the sequence of voicemails that are required for me to get an internship or get a meeting with a product manager who I need to try to sell something to. Or, goodness, if you're going to a conference, who's been to a conference, a work conference outside of Stanford? Conferences are great. You can get the student rate. Who here blogs? That's another hack, okay? Blog somewhere at Stanford, whatever stanford.edu, write 2 articles a year, okay? You now blog, you're a guest blogger. I mean, I'm a guest blogger at TechCrunch, okay, because I've got my 2 in a year. I mean, don't think I didn't have to kiss like Arrington's ass, like right near the crack for all of it. But like getting a guest blog, okay, we're not talking about a 1,000-word essay. We're talking about 300 words, 3 pictures, okay? 300 words, 3 pictures. You can write 200 words just by setting up where the venue is, okay? Forget about insights in it. Blogging, getting a couple of posts, getting a couple pictures in, now gets you entree into getting a press pass. Anybody ever roll into an event with a press pass? One? If we got one press pass person? By the way, I'm going to tell you a person. 2?
So I actually got to go to the Democratic National Convention
In Denver?
8 years ago because
Okay.
because I was one of the only guys blogging at the time, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we have Blogger Al. You can come to the dance. That's sweet, you know."
Walking in with a press pass, okay, it's like being the hottie at spring break. It's like being a VC at an entrepreneur convention, okay? Everybody wants a piece of you. And it's awesome because you're writing twice a year, okay, for bases. Are you guys hiring bloggers?
No.
I thought you guys have a blog. You guys don't
We have a blog, we do it ourselves.
Okay. Are people allowed to blog on there?
Yeah.
Perfect, see?
You want it?
Bam! I want to.
Okay.
I mean, do I have to pay for that?
No.
Okay, it's free. Blogging, okay? Walking with a press pass. I went to this event, okay, called the Super Bowl because I write stuff. I went to every great party, okay, and I help people, I help athletes. The reason I know so many African-American athletes, okay, is the fact that I'm the guy who they talk to about their FICO score. So people, they'll text me stuff about, hey, my buddy's, his credit's messed up. His buddy's a brand name athlete because he co-signs loans because he thinks that he can not only lend them money, they also lend him his name. That's what a lot of athletes are doing, is they co-sign 5 or 6 loans. 2 of them go bad, or 2 of them are slow pay, and they end up not being able to buy a house even though they're making, $5 to $30 million a year. Adding value is a great way to crash a party, okay? Covering, blogging, tweeting. It's unbelievable. Who tweets? Really? I mean, it's whatever. People, okay? People go crazy if you mention them. Jeremiah Hallway, I'm going to bring him up again. You can get his attention just by, hey, I tweeted at you. I tweeted at you twice. Where's my response? And he'll apologize. He will apologize, and you will get access to a guy just by tweeting. It's media, okay? There's this other post you guys got to read. It's called Be Media to Get Media. Okay, Be Media to Get Media. So I'm going to backtrack. I am a freshman, okay, in engineering, and I'm looking at the different internships out there. So I decided to do the most difficult thing possible, okay? I decided to sell advertising at the Daily Illini because I read this book, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School, because it talked about going into sales, and I didn't know how to sell, but that was something that I thought that I could try to build on my background. So summer after my sophomore year, I decided to sell something a little bit harder. I decided to sell cars. And this is also, it coupled with my first job myth. I didn't sell cars in some random city. I sold cars in my own hometown. And the only way I got a job is to tell people, hey, I had to drop out of school because I wanted this more than anything. I wanted my first job in sales. I wanted my first job out of the way. And I had to go back into my own hometown and tell people that I dropped out of engineering and now I'm selling cars at a dealership. That's not a good career path. I mean, when you go from scholarship athlete, engineer, to saying that you're dropping out versus really dropping out. There's a difference. But still, everybody in my hometown, and this is killer, because Chip Conley, everybody heard of Chip Conley? Started Joy V Hotel, okay? His first job at a GSB, okay, was some crap job working in a hotel. I mean, now he owns a hotel chain. having your first job coming out, so I say I don't want the crap job, it's my first job coming out, but I'll take a crap internship. And that's where my hardship came from, is first job at car sales. Second internship after my junior year, I actually get fired. And that's something you want to get under your belt too. So I worked at Village Pontiac. Getting all this out of the way before your first job is great. I want to go from Village Pontiac, where I'm a top salesperson selling cars, because I watched videos. I watched this program called the Automotive Satellite Television Network, and I sent regular postal fan mail to this guy. I love fan mail now because what they don't teach you at Harvard Business School, I wrote to him too. I'm the dorky guy who would stay after class and kiss professor ass. I'm that guy. Is that guy annoying to you guys? Well, I was that guy. What they don't teach you at Harvard Business School, I would write to him and people would respond. The methodologies of which I did were in there. So because I sold cars so well, my next summer I went to the zone office. The zone office manages 300 to 400 dealerships. So I get a job at the zone office, which is a career track that's pretty good, okay? At the time, there was a recession. They cut every intern from the roster except for me. So I'm the only intern at the Pontiac Zone Division in Naperville, Illinois. I'm from Naperville originally. I get fired within 8 weeks of my internship because of the politics that happens at work, where I wanted to do certain things to support dealers and they weren't. So I got that out from under me immediately. And the hardship that my parents then forced on me for getting, who gets fired from an internship? And that's something you want to disown your kid for. And once that happens, and once like you realize that your parents maybe they want the best for you, but the hardship that you're dealing with kind of helps you forge your own way a little bit. So then afterwards, at the dealership, I went back to selling cars, and then at the dealership, the original dealership, I met a person from Nalco Chemical Corporation, because sales engineers and sales people would buy a ton of cars. So I ended up selling a car accidentally to this person who then ended up getting me a job at Nalco Chemical, where I was a chemical sales engineer, first job out of school. And I graduated #1 starting salary because of how much I hustled, by far. And if you want to look at my book, there's a book. I had contacts for sales and engineering companies. My contact book was huge. It was a binder full of letters, mail, and phone numbers. The one thing you want to do and have as a goal is you want to have what's called a failure book, or a zing letter book, or what do you call a rejection letter? Is there slang? Well, it's a book of rejection letters. Because the more no's that you hear, the higher likelihood you'll have of getting a legendary internship or a legendary job. So that's it. That's all I got for you. Questions?
Does your cell phone work?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people having that.
Oh. I should have a secondary moderator, sorry. I will be reading questions. No. Does this number even work? Yes, from 9351. 5823 asked, how do we leave a good voicemail when you're calling for an internship? Great question. I seek to do this. Who asked that question? That's a great question. Who asked that question? That's a great question. My goal in a voicemail message, okay, is to do something called listener train of thought. Please write this down. This will help you get 5 interviews, leaving a decent voicemail message. I know this seems like rudimentary and basic, but this is what I try to do with leaving a voicemail message. It's also, I wrote a post about this, how to close a deal via voicemail. And that is this. Listener train of thought. Okay, listener train of thought. So I'm going to leave myself, I'm going to listen to my outbound message, and I will be leaving a voicemail message. Okay. Hey, this is Mike Arrington. Don't leave me a voicemail because I never check them. Send me a text. Eep. Hi Mike, it's Larry Chang, and I was hoping to grab you for 2 seconds on the phone because I saw a couple things that are on the internet that I thought maybe weren't covered as much. Number one is there's not a lot of people covering young adult finance, okay? And there's this trend that's happening where there's kind of a scam that's going on. I've been reading your articles about this. And the other one, you know what? Call me back or email me back and I'll tell you about my other thought. Here's my phone number. Here's my phone number. This works. It works better in triples, okay? With the Arrington thing, I wanted to keep it short, okay? It works great in triples.